Good morning, and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. Yes, I am here. I am in the studio today, so I thought, what a way to start the week than being on camera. Now, today is a Monday, which means we don't have an awful lot to talk about. We are going to go through some news from Raoul Powell. We've got some news from Charles. We've got some news about Bitcoin, Ethereum, the usual kind of things. And yes, I'm going to be on camera for the entire show. So without further ado, good morning to Mags, Hidden Agendas, Tariq, Kishan, everybody in chat. I am going to try and keep the camera up as much as possible, but try and keep an eye on the various different gadgets that I have in the studio. And it's a bit nippy, by the way. I'm a bit cold. It's not the warmest today whatsoever. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the markets first. Then we're going to move on and have a look at the X-Files, which are just crypto snippets that don't really need their own segment of the show. And then we're going to get into some charts as well. We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart. Are we going to see 50,000 today, or are we going to see a pullback and then a 50,000 towards the end of the week? What we're going to do with that. We're also going to look at BitTenza, the chart for BitTenza, which has been ripping up trees in the last few days. So we're going to have a look at that. And remember, this is a two-way stream, so make sure you drop comments in the chat. I will try and get to them. It's a lot easier to read one chat than a certain other chat, but I am going to try and keep an eye on both of them. So we're going to switch off now. You're not going to see a large me for the rest of the show, but you will see me pop up from time to time. So first of all, we are going to go and have a quick look at the markets. As you can see, Bitcoin has lost 48,000. It's kind of to be expected, really. We had a very strong weekend. We were above 48,000 all weekend. We got up to, I think, 48.5. So a retracement at the start of the week is always the best way to start the week because it gives us the rest of the week to pump. But we are going to go through that in a minute. Market cap 1.8 trillion. Again, I've said this before. I think we're going to go towards anywhere between 8 and 10 trillion dollars this bull run. Volume, neither here nor there off the weekend. Bitcoin dominance, however, is up to 52.5%. Remember, we were down at 50.1 not so long ago, so Bitcoin's been on a bit of a tear, which is good to see. ETH, 16.5%. Back when ETH was pumping, before the Bitcoin pump, ETH was heading up towards 21%. It's fallen by the wayside. There's really not a lot we can do about that. The problem really for me with ETH is until we get some clarity on the ETF, where do we go? Do we keep going up? Are we going to be stuck at $2,500? Where's ETH going to go in the bull run? We are going to look at that in the article that we've got about the Bitcoin ETH article. Really is about where should you be investing your money? Should you put it into ETH? Should you put it into Bitcoin? Which one's going to give you the biggest return in the bull run? So 24-hour gainers, Immutable X, one of my coins that I picked for the OGs last week, is still pumping, which is good to see. Mina is up, Clayton is up, not too many 24-hour gainers. However, we've had a lot of retracement in the alts. Mainly, I think a lot of them have flown from the alts back into Bitcoin to try and keep Bitcoin at 48. So Bonk is down, Dimension is down, Manta is down, Jupiter is at 48 cents. I still cannot believe this. I'm going to keep championing this coin, not because I'm sponsored by them, but I think that when you have a Uniswap competitor such as Jupiter, then $700 million market cap doesn't do it any justice. You really should be looking at a $2.5 billion market cap, and that is 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5x, whatever it works out as. So plenty of gainers, plenty of losers. I do think we are going to have a mixed day at the start of the week, but I'm going to give you my theory when we get to look at Bitcoin. We are going to have a quick run through that. Now, a couple of snippets. Again, it takes 2 hours to prepare this stream on a Sunday night because there's literally nothing happening over the weekend, so bear with me. The question was, who should I listen to learn about Bitcoin? Who do you send them to? If it's specifically about Bitcoin, then Michael Saylor would be the person. I would totally agree with this comment. If not Michael Saylor, I would look at somebody like Cathie Wood, who has a slightly broader range of assets that she likes. She likes Ethereum, she likes Solana. So I would send them probably to somebody like Cathie Wood. The problem you've got is that you have confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is very simple. If I tell you to go and buy Jupiter because it's the best coin on the market, and you go and watch videos about why should I buy Jupiter, you're going to end up watching 5 or 6 videos about why this is the best coin to buy. And what you should be doing is you should be looking at 2 or 3 videos on why you shouldn't buy Jupiter, and then 2 or 3 videos on why you should, and get a balanced opinion. It's one of the main reasons that politics is so flawed is whether you're on the left or the right, all you ever listen to is the left or the right-wing politics. You don't see the other side, you don't try and find the middle ground anymore. And the same with Bitcoin and crypto. It's very fragmented and it's very cultish. You have your Bitcoin maxes, your ETH maxes, your Sol maxes, your Cardano maxes. And they very rarely look at the market as a whole and come together to try and form an alliance for the benefit of crypto. So for me, Cathie Wood and obviously Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is the greatest DCA genius that I think has ever been involved in crypto. Next up, we are getting ever so closer. Last night we crossed the 10,000 block range. There's going to be less than 10,000 blocks. There are blocks being solved every hour, every day. There's only 10,000 blocks left before the halving. We're into the last 10,000. 66 days from now takes us to about somewhere, it changes over time. So somewhere between the 9th of April and the 20th of April is when we're going to see the halving. And that might come up as a quiz question at the end of the show. So just bear that in mind. It's 66 days. It's going to fall somewhere in April for the halving. As this predicted down here is the 18th. Sometimes it will be the 9th. Sometimes it will be the 20th. It doesn't really stay precise because blocks can be solved a lot faster than other blocks. And next up, we have the final X-file of the day is... Now, this is something I was actually talking to Brogan about yesterday. So this comment is, the next Bitcoin crash may not even break $100,000. The spot ETFs have introduced a permanent institutional bid for Bitcoin. The first 15 years never had this. This means that all the future bear drops should not only be much shallower, but much likely to be shorter. Now, what I was saying to Brogan was, if you go back over the previous bull cycles, when you hit the bear market, you kind of retrace to the previous all-time high. So a good example of this, previous all-time high before 69,000 was about $18,000. When we retraced in the bear market, we came down to about $17,000 or $18,000, which was the previous all-time high. And what we're saying to Brogan was that, yes, we're going to have a great 18 months, but after that, after the next 18 months, where do we go? We're obviously going to have to come down because we've had the blow off top and we're going to retrace. What's the lowest price Bitcoin is ever going to get to again? In my opinion, whatever we get to, $200,000, $150,000 for Bitcoin, the retracement from that should go no lower than $69,000. That's how it kind of has been working. Now, if you take Oliver's opinion, because we now have so much institutional money, he thinks it's going to be shallower. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know whether the ETFs are going to make it shallower or going to make it deeper, because what we're doing is we're bringing crypto to the same retail that got burnt in the last bull run. So are we going to see the institutional money holding its ground during the next bear cycle, or are we going to see an even more compounded crash? Now, I don't know the answer to that. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do think it's an interesting question. And my answer is always going to be, I'm going to stick to the patterns, and the patterns are we come back down to touch the previous all-time high. So I think 65 to 70,000 will be the lowest point we hit, which would be, what would that be? End of 2026 maybe? I think, or 2027, whatever it is. After the bull cycle that we're going to have, I think my low aim is $70,000. Now, that's a pretty good target, really, if you think about where we are now. We're at 48,000. 70,000 is the lowest point that we're going to get to in the next bull run. Why is that important? Because if you do sell near the top, if you do sell at 180,000 or 200,000, you've got a rough idea where it's going to come down to. Now, let's say you split the difference and say, okay, well, I'm going to put my orders in at $85,000 to try and, just not get the absolute bottom in case it never gets there. If you're selling at $160,000 or $180,000 and buying back in at $80,000, $85,000, $90,000, you're getting double the amount of Bitcoin you have to start with. So that's how you can kind of compound your bags, is by obviously selling near the top and buying near the bottom. So that's where we are. They're the shorts. And now we're going to move on to Raoul Pal. I think that's how you pronounce his name. English guy, I think he used to work for Goldman Sachs, heavily into Ethereum. He's as close as you're going to get to an Ethereum maxi, if you like. And he's kind of, again, if you watch the show every day, you're going to hear the same things every day. And there's not a lot I can do about it because they are facts. We spoke in October, November last year about having all of our ducks in a row. And what that means is that we want to fill the sails of Bitcoin with as much air as possible, as much momentum as possible. And that was the ETF. That was the reduction in inflation. That was the reduction in interest rates. That was the election. That was the stimulus associated with the election. These are all the ducks that need to be lined up. And if we get them all, and you could probably throw in removing Gary Gensler, because the tradition is with crypto, sorry, not with crypto, with the SEC, is when the current president is replaced. So when Trump left, when Obama left, when Biden leaves, then the SEC head normally steps down because they're appointed by, in Gary Gensler's case, appointed by Joe Biden. So that's another duck to line up, because remember, the end of this bull run is next year. It's not April or May. It's going to be towards the end of next year, maybe November, October, December next year. It's about 18 months-ish from where we are today in the halving. It's about 18 months from there. That's typically where it has been. So that's another duck to add to the list of things that are going to hopefully push Bitcoin as high as it can possibly go. So when I read these articles, and you are here from time to time, and you do hear the same things, you got to remember, I'm not going to make things up. These are legitimate comments. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. I am trying to keep an eye on everything. I have a very large TV on the wall over here. I have a mobile phone here. I have a mobile phone behind me. I am trying to keep on top of everything. What I really need is about 4 screens in front of me. Like, I need a trader's desk to do this stream properly, but we're giving it a go. We're giving it a go. So impending elections and mass stimulus to be very positive for crypto, says Real Vision founder Raoul Pal. So a bit of brief history of him. UK guy, used to work at Goldman Sachs, left that industry, has come to crypto, gone all in on Ethereum. In his words, he's gone all in on Ethereum, and he thinks Ethereum is going to be the big dog. Now, there are obviously people that are into Bitcoin, people that are into Ethereum. This is why you're called Maxi, because you are a Maxi about that particular token. So Raoul Pal is detailing what he believes to be 2 positive catalysts for crypto assets in 2024 in an interview on the Wealthian channel. The macro guru and Real Vision CEO tells Skybridge Andrew Scaramucci that up-and-coming stimulus packages in the US and around the world will boost digital assets. We're seeing China in an economic mess. We've talked about this before. We talked about, what were they called? The huge green, whatever they're called. The huge construction company in China. It's $300 billion in debt. A lot of that debt is in Europe and a lot of that debt is in America. That's going to cause a pretty negative impact on the markets. But China is on its backside. It's on its Jim Cramer. That's the new term we've got for that. So everybody was expecting China to take over with Russia, take over the economic powerhouse. I don't think it's going to happen as soon as people believe, simply because of what we're talking about here. Their population is dwindling. They have massive debts. Their companies, they've built too much. They've built in Africa, not been paid for it. They've built in China, they're knocking them down. It's a bit of a mess in China. So what we've got is a high probability that our money is going to be worthless. Asset prices are going to rise, but our wages won't, which is the big problem. So our future selves are getting poorer because we cannot afford as many assets, and we've got this massive wave of debt to be refinanced. Hal goes on to say that fiat currency debasement via inflation is akin to paying hidden taxes. Absolutely. All of these people telling you that the companies are to blame for your food costing more is a lie. The countries that have printed their own money have inflated the price of everything, and what that does, it reduces your purchasing power. So for every $100 you had 5 years ago, 4 years ago, that's probably now worth $70 to $75 because everything else has gone up around you. And energy costs, food costs, everything's gone up around you. Your wage is nowhere near that. Your pension is nowhere near that. So when governments talk about, the reasons for inflation being a conflict here or a pandemic here or whatever, it's not. It's simply to do with, we wouldn't have inflation if countries didn't print money. That's the bottom line. There is only a finite amount of money to go around, and if you print more of it, you give it to more people, they will spend it. That drives up demand. And if you drive up demand and you cut supply, prices go through the roof. And that is what the situation we're in now. So he believes that inflation is the killer. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with the stimulus packages being needed, but they're only going to compound inflation. They're only going to compound the amount of money you're losing. That is why digital assets or gold or even commodities like oil or property, in the longer term, they are going to hold their value a lot better than holding it in a bank account earning 2% a year. So I'm not telling you to go and buy crypto. I'm not telling you to take your life savings and put it into gold. I'm saying that you need to hedge against inflation. And those are assets that rise with the price of inflation or hold value against inflation. And Bitcoin has been, over the last 14 years, the best hedge against inflation that there has ever been. Even gold hasn't moved. So I do agree with him. I take his points on board. And I think of all the people that talk about crypto, I like listening to him. He's a knowledgeable guy. A lot of people always pick criticism with people that make videos or go on the internet, and they always get accused of being, shillers or whatever. But he's a good guy. There's a few of them out there that are worth watching, that you will benefit from watching. He does explain things in a very simple way, which is good for the novice or the newcomer to crypto, because he talks about the macro environment as well as talking about Ethereum. So this leads on very nicely to the next question. If you're sitting there and you don't, let's say you've all got $1,000, where are you best off putting your $1,000 over the next 2 years? Because remember, after the all-time high for Bitcoin comes the all-time high for alts, not just Ethereum, but everything else. Let me just make sure everything is still working. Yes, I am moving. I am still here. So which one would you invest in? Now, I am not going to give you any preconceived ideas on what I'm going to say. So let's go through the article first, and then I'll tell you what I would do. So Bitcoin or Ethereum, which crypto will give max returns this bull run? Now, it's a very in-depth article, this. I am going to cut most of it out. Bitcoin had a huge run-up over the last 12 months. It's gone from 15,000 to 48,000. So it's 3x'd in the last 12, 13, 14 months. It peaked out at $69,000. I'll pick out the sentient points from this. Then we get down to Ethereum. Ethereum had a slightly less of a run-up, but also we've now got potentially the ETF news to add on top of that. That ran up to, I think it got to $4,000 in the last bull run. So they're the rough idea. Now, the predictions, according to this article, the major factors are going to be the presidential election, the spot Bitcoin ETF, what effect that has on, well, then they go and look at the market, and then they see Ethereum and Solana and Cardano. That is why BlackRock want to set up an Ethereum ETF, as BlackRock want to do. They want to own all the houses, they want to own all the farmland, they want to own all the manufacturing plants, they want to own everything. So telling them they can only have half of the crypto pie when they all know it's going to 5x in the next 2-3 years isn't good enough for them. So much as I don't think we're going to get the Ethereum ETF until next year, I think BlackRock could push it through in May. And that would really kick Ethereum on. You could see $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for Ethereum because its market cap is a lot lower. So we've now got the Bitcoin ETF. We could have the Ethereum ETF this year. Now remember, this is to buy for the next bull run. So this is all of this year and all of next year combined. So if the Ethereum ETF gets approved in May, it's still got 17 months, 18 months, 19 months, whatever it works out as, of the bull run left. So according to this article, the Bitcoin target has a target price of $100,000. On the other hand, Ethereum has a primary price of $3,500. No, this isn't being serious, really. Surely, is it? Who wrote this article? Who is predicting a $3,500 Ethereum in the bull run? Eleanor. Eleanor is predicting that Ethereum is only going to go up 60% between now and the end of the bull run. And she's predicting that Bitcoin is only going to go and hit $100,000. Okay. I'm going to disagree with Eleanor, and I'm going to disagree with her on the principle that she doesn't follow the patterns that happen in crypto. If you take diminishing returns as where Bitcoin is going to go to, she's pretty accurate. It's $105,000. It's about a 60% increase on the previous all-time high. It's about $105,000. Now, if you did that to Ethereum, and Ethereum's previous all-time high was $4,000, you'd be looking at a $6,500 Ethereum. But we're not going to see that because the markets have changed. Everything has changed. Ethereum is proof of stake. It's not proof of work anymore. So we can't just nail law of diminishing returns on Ethereum now because it's become a deflationary asset. Bitcoin now has the ETFs. So we're not necessarily going to be as low as the previous predictions. Conservatively, and for the sake of this, I am going to say that Ethereum is going to go to 15,000 and Bitcoin is going to go to 200,000 because they're easier numbers to handle. So that would basically 4x Bitcoin from where we are now, and that would 6x Ethereum from where we are now. So if you were to put $1,000 in that you had at the start of this conversation, you would have $4,000 in Bitcoin by the end of the bull run, or you would have $6,000 in Ethereum by the end of this bull run. So clearly, you would argue that Ethereum, if you had to pick one, Ethereum would be the best bet. But I don't do that. You know I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to tell you to put all your eggs in one basket. What I would tell you to do is put $500 into Bitcoin, and I would tell you to put $500 into Ethereum because you should spread your risk. The Ethereum ETF could fly. It could send Ethereum to $20,000. Also, you could see what Plan B thinks, and you could see a $400,000 Bitcoin, which is almost a 10x. It's a 9x. Is it a 9x from here? 8x from here, sorry, an 8x from here. So if we could see a $400,000, $450,000 Bitcoin, or we could see a $15,000 Ethereum. So I'm not going to tell you to put all your eggs in one basket. I would buy 50-50, and that's how I would play. That's how I'd play the market, and that's the same for everything. If you've got $1,000, you shouldn't be thinking about putting it into one token. If you've got a portfolio of $50,000 and you want to add a new token to it because you might only have 6-7 tokens, then yes, open a position and dollar cost average in. I get that, but don't start with zero and put $1,000 into Bitcoin or $1,000 into Solana or $1,000 into Cardano. Break it up. Maybe start with 5 tokens with $200 in each and get Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. There are hundreds of videos out there about beginners portfolios. We've made about 4 videos about beginners portfolios. Look at one of them. If you don't know how to do that or you want a link or anything, just contact me. The details are in the description below. We will try and help you out. Now, what's going to happen with Bitcoin this week? Well, we've drawn a good few charts that we don't change from week to week, simply because we like to show you where we were on Friday, where we are today. Now, these lines have been here all that time. Now, the only line I am going to move, this line here is the bull market support band, and we're going to move that up today. And that bull market support band is now 39,700, I think. 39,700. And that's where Bitcoin could come down to. In the past, you see it happen time and time again over here. And I have said on a few videos that at some point we're going to need to come back down to the bull market support band. But I've also said I don't think we're going to come back down to the bull market support band until we're over $40,000. Now, what could happen, a scenario to play out, is that we come back down to test the bull market support band after the halving. So end of April, beginning of May, we could come back down to the bull market support band. But the bull market support band at that time is probably going to be somewhere in the $45,000 range. I can't predict where it's going to be exactly. Now, this line up here, which is at 47,970, this is the area where we came up to during the pre-ETF hype. And as you can see, we bounced off it. And we came back down, we came all the way down. We actually broke out of this channel before coming back into it. We've broken up, and look, we are sitting at exactly the same point that we were sitting at on the 12th of January, exactly 1 month ago. We are back up here. Now, what's going to happen? Well, if you follow these patterns here, when the RSI gets up towards 70, 80, 90, you normally need a cooling off. Now, we're looking at the daily chart. So what's going to happen from here, I think, is that this is going to curve down, and I think we're going to come down here. So I see Bitcoin doing this and maybe coming down to about 46.8 from where we are. Now, I said at the beginning, I'll give you my reasoning for this. It appears the ETFs gather momentum as the week goes on. So Monday and Tuesday are less busier than the Thursday, Friday. So what we could start to see is a weekly pattern emerge now, where Bitcoin starts to do this as we move up. Where we come up, we cool off on the Sunday and Monday, we push up on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we cool off, and then we get to my beautiful target there, which is about $55,000. So $50,000 for me is on the cards. Not today. $50,000 could be on the cards by Friday this week, Thursday, Friday this week. Now, again, the next level down below that, if we do break down, is we could come back down and touch the top of this line, which is at 40, let's call it 45,000 for argument's sake. So 45,000 and 46.8 are my two prices that we could retest today or tomorrow. And after that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the demand for Bitcoin has changed. The demand for Bitcoin is now more closely tied to the stock market than it's ever been, because these ETFs are traded Monday to Friday. I don't know how quick they are at processing the transactions, because all of the buy orders they've had over the weekend, I don't know if they're going to go through on Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. But we are now going to start to see, I think, intraday pumps in Bitcoin, whereas in the past, we've pumped at 10 o'clock at night, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're still probably going to get that, but I think as the ETF matures and it grows in, bigger demand, especially when retail come in, I think when we hit $50,000, I think retail are then going to start pricking their ears up. And then at $100,000, I think retail are going to be piling in. And I think that's what BlackRock want. BlackRock have been buying Bitcoin all last year, $30,000, $35,000 Bitcoin, $25,000 Bitcoin. They've been buying at those prices. If they can get retail to come in at $100,000 and $50,000 and start buying that off them, that's where I think they're going to make a fortune. Retail are going to be left holding bags of $100,000, $150,000 Bitcoin. And then we need to see how much further we can push up. Do we get to 200,000? Do we do what Plan B thinks and get to 400,000? I don't know. But there are psychological prices. We talk about them a lot, and $50,000 is a psychological price. And I'm not saying we're going to hit it and go flying up towards 55 this week. I'm saying that we're going to touch it, and I think we're going to break out maybe towards, let me put a line in here. Let's see if I can guess when we're going to do it. So I think that line is where we are going to be at. 1 second. Right, there we go. Okay, so this here is where we cross, and that is the 15th, which is Thursday. So that's where I think we're going to hit 50,000. If I'm wrong, okay, it's a bit of fun. Now we're going to move on. I have no idea what the time is. I haven't even been keeping an eye on the clock. What time is it? 11:30. I don't think we're doing too bad for time, are we? Let's have a look. Now, I am going to very quickly drop a box, which is on another phone over here. So let's drop this in, and then we'll carry on. Give me 1 second to drop this. Now, okay. There we go. Okie dokie. Right. That is a box that should be open to you guys for the next 10 minutes. I am desperately trying to get through, but being on camera, it's going to be a lot more difficult for me to start banning people in chat than normal, especially when they are bots and they can just change users and spam. But I have just banned 3 people there. Let's hope that makes a bit of a difference. Okay, so BitTenza. This popped up on my radar about 4 or 5 days ago. It's up 90%. It's already at a $3 billion market cap, so you probably know what I'm going to say about it. The token for BitTenza, the network geared towards incentivizing the development of open source AI, eclipsed a market cap of $3 billion. Tau has risen by more than 90% in 2 weeks, and developers who use BitTenza, the protocol developed by the Open Tensor Foundation, are rewarded with the Tau token when they create AI models that are deemed useful. Very nice. Now, I think Vitalik talked about this, and I think that's another reason for one of the pumps. The token is risen 90%, and it's up above 400. I think I checked last night, it was about $510, so it's still going up. A week ago, the Ethereum founder Vitalik appeared to express support for BitTenza. In a blog post, he said that it offered an opportunity to incentivize the creation of better AI by offering financial incentives. Using crypto incentives to incentivize making better AI can be done without also going down the full rabbit hole of using cryptography to completely encrypt it. On a macro level, the intersection of AI and blockchain appears to be complementary, with blockchain possibly providing a way to curb some of the threats posed by AI. For example, ensuring that the data used by large language models are trustworthy. This is very true. One of the things about AI is, of course, it's very clever, can do a lot of things. But Bitcoin, for example, is uncensorable, and being able to manipulate data on the Bitcoin blockchain, or even the Ethereum blockchain, actually maybe not the Ethereum blockchain anymore, but anyway, on the Bitcoin blockchain, it's very difficult to manipulate data, previous data. There's a movement out there that wants to store historical information on the blockchain because certain governments around the world can go around and change history, basically. So the blockchain offers an opportunity for that information to be stored. It also, of course, offers the opportunity for the incorrect information to be stored as well. But either way, once it's on the blockchain, it makes it very difficult for AI to edit that information. And I think blockchain could come out of this as the savior of information and disinformation and stopping disinformation. So the foundation protects against the risks of a few companies dominating AI by incentivizing open source development. Interconnects neural networks on the internet and has created a global distributed and incentivized machine learning system that rewards high-performing AI tools. The network encourages competition amongst developers. That's the best thing you can possibly do. There's nearly 70,000 accounts and it has issued 5.8 million tokens. The incentive mechanism rewards honestly selected weights, which makes the system resistant to collusion of up to 50% of the network weight, according to the network's white paper. The result is a collectively run intelligence market that continually produces newly trained models and pays contributors who create information theoretic value. Now, I like this idea. It kind of works the same way that Bitcoin works. Bitcoin is decentralized. There's thousands of developers. They all contribute to the whole. Ethereum is the same. Solana, Cardano, they're all the same. Some have a centralized body, others have a DAO, a decentralized administration organization. So I'm all for this kind of blockchain GitHub approach to AI. I think it will work, and I think what they're trying to solve is honorable. I'm not sure of the market cap, which of course I'm going to tell you guys. Anything that becomes a $3 billion market cap overnight, you got to remember, it's a $3 billion market cap. This is now not in the realm of, you know, the AI projects I'm looking at are 200, 300, 400 million that have scale to grow. When it's already at a $3 billion market cap and it's already at $558, where do we think this is going to go? Remember, this is about creating AI models for developers that are being rewarded. Where is the value? Where is the business model of this project? How does this project make money? How does this project sustain a $3 billion market cap? At some point, in my opinion, the price at Tau. There we go. So it's already almost a top 200 coin. There, the basics are it's at 3.5 billion. The circulating supply is less than 30%. So that's a worry for me. There are 21 million tokens, which is quite nice, because so has Bitcoin. You've got 21 million tokens, there's only 6 million in circulation. So it's still got 70% of its tokens to be released. The fully diluted market cap is 11.8 billion. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen in this lifetime for this token. It just isn't. A project of this magnitude should probably be looking at the $500 to $600 million range, $700 million range, something like that. It certainly isn't a $3 billion project. I could be very wrong, and I'll hold my hands up if I am going to be very wrong, but you have to scroll down and say to yourself, is it going to 3x from where it is now? Now 3xing from where it would be, put it above Polkadot, it would put it on, and what that project is doing, is that on a scale of Polygon? No, I don't think it is, not in my opinion. So would I buy this token? Nope. Would I short this token? Most probably not. Financial advice, of course. We don't give financial advice on here, but I wouldn't be buying this token. I don't think it warrants the price it's at. Now, we did cover quite a few of these tokens that had massive run-ups in the past. We covered, I think it was Teller. I think Teller had a huge run-up. I told people, don't buy this token. It's going to come crashing down. And I do believe I was telling people to sell this token at, I think it all the way to $300 and something, didn't it? Let's have a look. This is the token. So the reason I'm showing you this is I think that potentially BitTenza could follow the same path. So I'm showing you another example of a coin that did something like this. You shouldn't buy coins on hype. You should buy coins on where you think the long-term value is going to be over the next 3 to 5 years. So we told people to sell. This token looked like a pump and dump. It got all the way up to 206. In loss. And that's the problem with a lot of these tokens, is that if BitTenza retraces to $250 where it was previously, you're stuck holding a bag where you've lost 50%, and you don't want to be doing that at this stage of the bull run. So much as people want me to come on here and tell you to buy tokens, I am not going to come on here and tell you to buy that token. I am going to advise you that it's too new. It's at $3 billion already. I don't think it's going to see $10 billion or even $6 billion. So would you buy a token, a risky token, a new token, on the upside of 100% when you could possibly lose 60%? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. And for me, you've got to say, if I put that $1,000 that I'm going to put into BitTenza, if I put that into Bitcoin, how safe a bet is that? How safe a bet is buying Solana and Cardano and Ethereum compared to this? It's not a small token. If it was a $300 million token, I would be saying that I'm going to take a punt on it. But it's not. It's a $3 billion token already. That's the difference. You can't just look at the price and expect it to keep going up. You cannot just base it on, oh, well, it's $500, it could hit $2,000. It doesn't work like that. There's more things in play. So it's new, it's sexy, people hype it up. Don't buy into that hype, because you become their exit liquidity. Now, Charles is one of the heroes of crypto. We talk about him all the time. This man is like 32, 33 years of age. He looks about 50. I don't know where he's from. I don't know if he's had a hard life, but he looks as old as I do. And I'm a lot older than 32. Now, Charles has predicted that Cardano will surpass Ethereum. He's bullish on the network's future, shows it can compete with and even outperform Ethereum in terms of blockchain tech and decentralized finance. He was speaking with Dan Gambadello, who hosts a crypto capital venture channel. Hoskinson spoke about how the Cardano ecosystem has grown tremendously. Even if the market has been quite difficult, he highlighted the community's commitment. We've had overwhelming involvement and continual growth and innovation. This highlights the fact that the Cardano ecosystem is quite active, with many initiatives and transactions driving its development. Hoskinson made the following claims about Cardano's potential to grow. We know how to achieve rapid finality. We know how to bring rollups in. These are some of the key efforts that Cardano plans to implement to improve network efficiency and scalability. Hoskinson highlighted the collaborative nature of Cardano and its growing relationships. Everything that's occurring on Ethereum isn't just compatible with Cardano, it's optimized for it. Recursion and rollups are showing up. After all this effort, we will likely be one of the leading zero knowledge layers. Now, you can laugh at that, but he has built the greatest proof of stake system ever to exist. Ethereum are going to copy it. Everything that's built copies it. So when he says we're going to do something, he is doing it from the technical, theoretical, ground-up approach. He isn't just coming out and saying, you know, we're going to build the greatest blockchain in the world. He has a team. They're backed by universities. They're a strong team. Now, I was saying a minute ago, I wouldn't touch BitTenza. And the reason for that is there are far bigger gains to be made in this bull run than buying something that's already pumped. Now, what I did for a bit of fun, and we are doing pretty well for time, I would say. What seems to be the problem? I've not got any internet problems in here. So let me know in chat what the problem is. Are you seeing lag, or is it something else? Because everything seems to be running perfectly fine. But just let me know in chat if there's a problem. I'll give you about 10 seconds to reply. And I'm going to bring this up in the background while we do. So yeah, Mags, let me know what the problem is, if you can. And I'm going to just ban a few people while you do that. Okay, a few people have been banned. Anyway, okay, I will wait for you to reply. I will get on with this. Did I not just paste this link in? There we go. Okay, try again. So if we were to say how is ADA comparable with Ethereum? So if ADA got to the market cap of Ethereum, it would give it a token price of $8.50. Now, I'm a big ADA fan. And the reason I'm a big ADA fan is that we don't chase tornadoes on this channel. And for me, it's like people who come to crypto, they look at these shiny new toys. They look at these shiny new cryptos. Let me put me on here while I talk to you. Okay. So the problem is, you've got Cardano, you've got XRP, you've got Bitcoin, you've got Ethereum. And they're like, you're eating the same cake every day. And you're getting a bit fed up of eating the same cake. So what you do is you see a shiny new cake come along, BitTenza, or you see a shiny new meme coin come along like Pepe, and you think, oh, I'm going to go and try that cake. And then you go over there and you eat that cake, and then you realize that it's not the nicest cake in the world, and you've left the good cake for the bad cake. And Cardano falls into that category. Cardano is going to be one of the biggest blockchains in the world. And there are people, you'll see videos, XRP is dead, Solana is dead, Cardano is dead, Ethereum is dead. You'll see these videos made by people who are trying to clickbait you into watching the video. That's what they're trying to do. Now, this year, 2024, Cardano has already connected up with Chainlink. It's going to connect up with Arbitrum, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum. It's probably going to introduce rollups, ZK rollups on Cardano. Its DeFi platform is going to be built out. It has, I think, 1 or 2 major enhancements being released this year. And whatever I say, I'm not trying to convince you to buy Cardano, by the way, but if you don't have Cardano in your portfolio, I think that's a portfolio which is missing out. I can understand people that don't want to buy XRP, even though I wasn't a fan 5 or 6 years ago. Now I'm fully bought in on what XRP is going to do. XRP isn't really a blockchain, isn't really a decentralized blockchain, but it's going to allow traditional finance to connect up to each other using blockchain tech. It's going to build CBDCs. It's got a lot going for it, XRP. Cardano is the same thing, but Cardano is not sexy. I say this all the time. Solana meme coins, Solana Jupiter, or you look at some of the stuff on Avalanche, some of the stuff on Ethereum, Polygon, it's all sexy things. Arbitrum and Optimism are the sexy new layer 2s, whereas Matic is actually the most fully developed layer 2 out there. So that's why if I had the $1,000 that we've talked about on this show, I would not be buying BitTenza when potentially you've got Cardano sitting here, which is still above its bull market support band, but you have broken out the downward channel, probably going to come down to retest about 50 cents, and then I think it's going to move up to retest 67 cents. If Cardano is anywhere near $1 at the end of April or middle of April, 20th of April, whenever it might be, then I think we could be seeing a $5 to $8 Cardano in the bull run. And again, I'm never going to give you an absolutely ridiculous target of $25 for Cardano because I don't see it doing that. But people are saying that Solana is going to 10x and go to $1,000. Well, I just can't see that in this bull run just yet. I can see $500, $600, but that still puts it at a $200 million market cap. And I still think Cardano, with what it's building out, is going to be one of the ones. You're going to look at it and it's going to be at 53 cents for the next 6 months, probably. Less than $1 for the next 6 months. and then it's just going to do a 5x, or it's going to do an 8x. That's what Cardano, I think, is going to do in this bull run. So keep your eye on it. Not financial advice, of course. And finally, we have a bit of gaming news. Let's just check the chat again. Make sure everybody is here. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the games being listed on Epic Game Store. So we've talked about Star Atlas before. We've talked about Shrapnel being added. We've talked about Gala and Gala Games and their own ways for introducing things. We've talked about lots of different blockchains that are game specific. And this one, Off the Grid, is the first Web3 game to appear on the Xbox Store, which of course is fairly big news, but probably isn't going to be mentioned in too many places because I just don't think we've got the adoption of gamers yet. I think when we get the adoption of gamers, we've really cracked it. So Off the Grid carves its path into the Xbox Store. Its impact on the Web2 gaming sector is poised to be profound and multifaceted. It's a bold step towards... Okay, we don't need to know about that. No. Now, the question we've got is... where was it? Okay, so it challenges traditional gaming methods, lead to a shift in how games are designed, developed, and monetized. As a result, the industry towards more... We know all of these things. We've talked about it before. Right. Now, where is this news about the game? This isn't really giving me an awful lot about the game. Let's click on this. Let's open up X. Maybe X is going to give us the information. How long have we got left? Actually, we've run over. I won't spend an awful lot of time on this. So a wild Off the Grid page has appeared on the Xbox Store, ready to be added to your wishlist. Come on, Zeros, smash that wishlist button and share it with your friends, your gamer grandma. Drunk text your ex, tell the whole world. So Off the Grid is there. There we go. So it looks a little bit like Call of Duty. It's a Web3 based Call of Duty. That could be a good one. I don't know if this is going to take me somewhere that I don't need to go to, but we'll go and have a look anyway. So I imagine, there we go. It's not there anymore. It's disappeared. Breaking news tends to do that to you. So as far as I can see, it's a trickle of games. Epic Store, Xbox, soon it'll be PlayStation. The big problem, of course, is you're going to need some kind of wallet being integrated into Xbox, some kind of wallet being integrated into PlayStation. Of course, Steam and Epic are a lot easier. They can get mobile wallets, wallets on your PC. With platforms like Xbox and PlayStation, they need a full build out. They're going to need to have some kind of API wallet that connects to your PlayStation account or your Xbox account to be able to earn these points. And then, of course, you've got the problem as if it's an external wallet, how is it funded? Do you have to buy directly through Xbox or PlayStation? We don't know any of that information yet. But the key is adoption. We want adoption. Adoption of crypto across gamers, across finance, across everything is what we really want. So this is just the first step. Within the next year, we are likely to see 20, 30 more Web3 games come online and be available on multiple platforms. And that's what we want. We want gamers to understand that blockchain technology isn't scammy. It's actually a way of them earning money. So good gamers can earn money, and gamers that just want to play from time to time, they'll be able to pay the same amount they would normally pay for a game, but it just be a Web3 game. So, and people do get lucky. People get, rare drops in games, rare skins that they can sell and make money, and it'll all lead to adoption eventually. And I think that the gamers have been sold a bit of a lie about crypto and about blockchain. And I think that they are just uneducated as to the benefits of play to earn. Because if you understood play to earn, you would understand why the control goes from the gaming company to you. Well, that is it for the news. What we're going to do is bring up the Bitcoin chart and do a little bit of the quiz, and that will be it. That will be the end of the show. Give me 1 second. Go back into chat. Nadia is here again with her spam messages. Thank you, Nadia, for spamming chat. You have been banned, but thank you anyway, Nadia. And Gaza, much as I loved you in Italia 90, you are also being banned. And you're going to be banned as well. There we go. Okay, so let's go to the Bitcoin chart and we'll do a little bit of a quiz. And then we'll call it quits. Remember as well, in the calendar, while I'm bringing this up, in the calendar, there is a new event on the 21st of February. We are doing a live AMA and we'll also be doing a giveaway. So check the calendar of events. I banned Nadia. There we go. She's banned. We're going to do a live AMA. It's the first real, it's not the first real AMA we've done. It's the first AMA we're going to do where we're going to try and give away the tokens of the new project. So it's going to be a bit tricky. We don't know how exactly it's going to work yet, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So we've got the Bitcoin chart up. I can close a couple of these things down now, and then we'll do some quiz questions. And then I will go and carry on with the rest of my stream. Reloading, that's very weird. I've just seen your message, Mag, sorry. Okay, so has my camera froze? Give me a second. 1 minute. If I do this, and my camera will reload. There we go. Okay, so let's start. Do a bit of a quiz to finish the show. Let me know in chat as well if you prefer to actually see me on camera or whether it makes no difference at all to you, because I'm not really bothered about being on camera. I'm quite happy to sit here and just go through the charts, but if you want me on camera, I will do it. Okay. First question. And remember, type your answer as I have typed into chat. So if I type with a capital letter, you also need to type with a capital letter. Okay, first question, the Bitcoin halving. We've talked a lot about it. I'm not going to tell you how many days it is from now, but it's soon. The question is the Bitcoin halving in April or is it in May? Remember as well, this is not meant to make you rich. This is just giving you a few tokens to, you know, put a smile on your face, make your day a little bit better. I'm actually down here, look. Also, we're at 93,500 followers. I haven't said it at all stream, but if you are new here, we stream 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, 11 o'clock. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, Brogan will be doing the live Simple Signals show. Don't know where he's going to be doing that yet. So there'll be 9 streams a week. The plan is, at 100,000, that I will be doing 1 less daily stream. So I might not do the Monday stream or the Wednesday stream. Monday streams are really hard to do simply because there's no news from over the weekend and it takes hours to put the show together. So there may be 1 less daily show a week. We might go from 6 to 5, but we are doing 3 more streams at night. Brogan will be doing 3 Simple Signals at night. Only 20 people got that question right. Only 20 of you got that right. Beautiful, congratulations. Well, Master C, good morning to you, sir. OKKO, Emmy, and Dida, congratulations. You are all winners. So remember, give us a follow. It's very important. At 100,000, it just sounds so much better. When we go to try and get sponsorship for the channel or do AMAs, we can command a higher fee for the AMAs and in turn give out higher rewards to you guys. So following us doesn't cost you anything. Check all of the links in the description below. You'll find links to our other channels. Go and follow us over there. And you know, the more followers we have, the more prizes we give away, the more money you guys get, and of course we get, but the more money we can give away. So make sure to check out all of our links. Okay. Now, it does take me a while to type all of these things, so you have to bear with me. Okay, so Ethereum. Ethereum we mentioned today. Is it proof of stake or is it proof of work? Ethereum is proof of stake or proof of work. Just drop your answer into chat. So you got to do. Easy. I think we're also at the stage now where we're going to need an assistant in the studio, because even when there's myself and Brogan, we can't actually keep up with all the things that we want to be able to do. So I think what we need is somebody to come in and just monitor the chats, take the questions out of chats, put the questions up on screen, and then we can answer them. I think that's what we need. That's the next stage of evolution. Also, you guys can't see the Bitcoin price, so let me drag this over a bit. There we go. Can you see it now? There we go. Perfect. Much better. Over 40 correct answers so far. 50 correct answers. So Tornado, congratulations. Ravin, Carlos, well done. Jurek, user, plenty of you won. I can't read out 51 people's names, I'm really sorry. It is, Martin, it is proof of stake, but you need to type the answer POS to win in lowercase. You can't type ETH is POS, because the way that the quiz system works is if you type anything other than the precise answer, you don't win. So just make sure you do that. And remember, like I said, if you paste comments with links into chat, I will ban you. I'm not going to keep saying it. I'm just going to keep banning you. So that's another person banned. Richard Teng is back. Now, Richard Teng, unfortunately, you are also banned. So thank you anyway. Right, next question. 12:04. Got a few more minutes yet. Okay, where are we? Okay, there we go. Okay, so remember what I said before, you have to type the answer as I've put it into the question. So the Bitcoin maximum supply, is it 21 million or is it 42 million? What is the maximum supply of Bitcoin? 21 million or 42 million? Just type the answer into chat and I'll give you a readout. We're still hanging in at 47.8. Like I said, I think if we break down 46.8 is the level to look at. There's a couple of levels. We've got two levels that we can come down to, but I think we'll have a small dip before we go up. Remember, we can't go up in a straight line. It doesn't work that way. We shouldn't want it to work that way. We need to find confidence in levels of support. Now, maybe that level of support is 47.8. Maybe it's 47.2. But I do think we're going to break 47, go to 46.8 at the start of this week especially, and then maybe move up towards the middle to end of the week. Just my opinion, not financial advice. I am not telling anybody to short Bitcoin. I'm not telling anybody to short the market, because I don't know, just like all the other people who tell you what's going to happen don't know either. 47 of you got that right. The correct answer is, of course, 21 million. There are only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. I think we're already up at 19.6 or 19.8 million Bitcoin. That's it. And there'll never be any more. A few of you have typed the answer without the M on. If I give you two options in chat, you need to type it as I have typed it. If you type it any other way, you are not going to win. Right, next question. You ban a few people. You ban a few spammers, and they're gone, and that's it. And I can see the chat. It's amazing. Okay, next question. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Good afternoon, Mohammed. I hope you are doing well. You've just joined us in time for the quiz. Remember, this quiz is for new people, new to crypto. They don't understand anything. We ask some very basic, simple questions. They answer the questions, they can win some SHIB, or they just win a shout out. It's as easy as that. So next question. Charles Hoskinson, we've just been talking about him. Is he connected to Cardano, or is he connected to Solana? So what you have to do is type Cardano or Solana in lowercase in chat to win, and that is it. And like I said, you are not going to win hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crypto. This is just a bit of fun. Chandana banned. There we go. Now remember, if you put scammy links into chat and I ban you, you can't enter the quiz. Just so you know that. Just so you know. Okay. And remember, if you've got any questions that you haven't asked during the show, you can ask them now. We've got a couple of minutes left before I go offline. And that is it. Mohammed, you are correct. It is indeed. The answer is Cardano. Charles Hoskinson and OKAK, whatever they've called themselves, they are indeed the Cardano Foundation. He is a Cardano maxi and crazy at the same time. Lucky Crypto Fortune, one step away. Well done. Riyadh, congratulations. Trader, congratulations. You are all winners. How can you get Bitcoin? What you could do is you could go and farm some of the airdrops which are out there. Wait for the airdrops to go to your wallet, send it to the exchange that you're watching us on, and convert it to Bitcoin. That's what you could do. There's loads of airdrops out there. There's airdrops on Solana, Say. There's airdrops on Celestia is another chain that's doing airdrops. There's plenty of chains doing airdrops, and all it requires is your time. And that's, I think, the important thing is if you cannot put the time in to earn these airdrops, don't complain that you don't have any money. And there is a reason for that, is that you can start with zero. You can start with zero on some of these blockchains and spend an hour, 2, 3, 20 hours worth of your time on these blockchains, earn the airdrops, convert them to US dollars, or send them to your exchange and convert them to US dollars, and you can convert it to Bitcoin. There are people watching this that got $600 or $700 worth of dupe. There are people watching this that got $2,000 worth of Pi. There are people watching this that are currently holding $40 worth of WEN token. So you can get money for free, but you have to put the time in. Don't come into a chat and say, how can I get Bitcoin? Then be told how to get Bitcoin and then not go and do it and then complain that you haven't got it. We've made videos. There are hundreds of people who make videos telling you how to claim airdrops. You need to go and do that. If you are not interested in doing that, that is fine. If you keep typing the same things, I am going to keep banning you. Don't keep asking for Bitcoin. I'm not going to give out Bitcoin. I got a message yesterday from somebody asking me if I could send him 1 Ethereum. I mean, it's $2,500. Do you think I've got $2,500 to just randomly give people? No, it doesn't work that way. You have to earn your crypto. and you earn it with your time, the same way that I've earned my crypto with my time. I didn't go out one day and buy $200,000 or $300,000 of crypto. I earned it. So you need to do the same thing. Something that's given to you is never as appreciated as something that you've earned. And that's something that I think most people need to understand. Next question. Okay. I wish it would stop auto-correcting for me. It makes my life so much slower. Okay, I'm giving you two answers to this question. Enter the answer as I've asked the question, or you're not going to win. If you type this incorrectly and you get it wrong, I don't know what to say. Okay, so the Solana founder, co-founder actually, but the Solana founder, is it Anatoly or is it Justin? Anatoly or Justin? Just type the correct answer into chat. Abdul, you have been banned. Binance 28, you have been banned. The majority of you getting this right. Okay, well, it's nearly 12:15. So after this, I am going to call it quits. There we go. I am back. Hello, everybody. So once you've got this question right, you're going to call it quits. Now, I am back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week, 11 o'clock. We have our shows. Brogan will be doing Simple Signals, a trading show. So if you want to get into trading, if you want to understand a bit more about trading, then Brogan will be streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. Maybe he'll get to do two of the three. They're all in the calendar. If they're not in the calendar, I will add them to the calendar after the show. So if you want to do some trading, live trading on the show, or live trading when somebody else is showing you what could possibly happen, then make sure to tune into his shows. I'll be back at 11 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to be on camera. The answer isn't Justin. The answer is Anatoly. Anatoly Yakovenko is the co-founder of Solana. And Tornado got that right. Emima got that right. A few of you got that right, in fact. Eagle Wings is here. I'm trying to see if there's any names. There's lots of users. Mags got that right. Well done. Fran, well done. Congratulations. And Lucky Crypto Fortune, well done to you all. You all got that right. I am banning you as well from chat. There we go, banned. So, nice look. Each one of these grey hairs is a dip in Bitcoin. Let's just put it that way. Right, so I'm going to be back tomorrow. Do me a favour, it doesn't cost you anything. Please like and follow the channel. It really helps us out. We are 6,500 people away from 100,000 followers, which is an incredible number of people when you think about it. So make sure you do all of those things. Check the links in the description beneath the video. You'll find all of our other links. If not, contact us on Gatepost. Drop us a message on there. Let us know. We will look at your portfolio for you. We will look at your tokens. We'll tell you what we would change in our opinion, not financial advice. If there are any projects you want us to look at, feel free to ask. We have different channels to contact us on, email, all those kind of things. So please get in touch. And remember, just because a coin is pumping doesn't mean it's going to keep pumping. And if you buy it at the wrong time, you are more than likely going to be the exit liquidity for everybody who wants to leave that project. So bear that in mind, especially if it's gone up 200, 300, 400% in the last few weeks. It might look good on paper, but there's other things in play. Look at the market cap, look at how far it's risen. Is it going to retrace? Do all of those kind of things. And that's it, really. I've managed to make half a cup of coffee last me because I'm on camera. So I can't do half the things that I normally do when I'm on the stream because I am being watched by the big blue dot in front of me. So thanks once again. Thank you to Mohammed, to Mags, Jason, Tariq, Hidden. Who else is in here today? I think I've seen Warmaster C. Thank you to you all. I'm going to drop a a box now. Thank you, box. And I will see you all in the morning, bright and early. Take care.